Ready?
Oh, we started?
Yes. Why you have to start everyone with "Oh, we started"?
Cause I'm always thrown off. I'm waiting for like a slight cue, like, cause I have this thing, right?
Me
Where-
doing this?
Yeah, but I feel like that's just not enough.
What more can I do?
Tell me before you press it and be like 3, 2, 1, break me down. You know.
I can't
I
say
do a-
3, 2, 1. The microphone's on. That's messed up.
You know.
What do you got? Look up at me.
I do apologize, guys. You know, let me just get this started real quick. So, what's going on, guys? Key collectors, key holders, you know, YouTubers alike. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in today. Welcome to Keynote Comics, the place where you can discover comic books and comic book related content. Honestly, before we even get into this, I just want to take the time to, you know, make you guys aware of a current situation, a passing of a fellow comic book community member of ours, Comic Jabroni. I guess I basically want to put it at he passed, and there's currently a situation where, you know, there's a GoFundMe for his passing, and I'm gonna just put it like this: down below in the comments, you guys can go and donate it. He was a great member of this community. I am aware of him because of, you know, earlier starting this channel. I, you know, found him when I was like researching, you know, different members in this comic book community on YouTube. Great guy, lots of energy, and I gotta say he's gonna really be missed. Also, I'm really familiar with him because of the fact that he was one of the members, a part of Just a Rican Comics, and you know, that's really where I know him from, besides his own personal channel. There's also going to be another situation with Comic Tom 101. He is doing a thing on his through his brand, where they are making special shirts commemorated to him, and I'll definitely link that below once I, you know, go and look through it. I just ended up coming across it on Instagram like not too long ago. So if you guys could, please donate it to him. It's going to be the proceeds are going to go to his family and you know, help them out and everything. Without further ado, we're going to get into this new hot list of comics that are buzzing, and we're going to give you our opinions for stash, cash, or pass. I probably just said that wrong. Cash, stash, or pass. And you just keep it going. So today's list is actually pretty short. Pretty much because we didn't want to keep giving you guys the same books that are just constantly making the list, because they are reoccurring. These are the most popular books that are currently hitting the market and buzzing, that people are going out and buying, or the prices are spiking on them. It's fairly short with this one. Looks like next week's one is going to be pretty exciting, because we are going through and using, based off of 3 lists from the Key Collector Comic Tom list, the CBSI list, and the cover price list. So we take books because each brand has their own list. Not all the books are necessarily the same. So this is also making you aware of all those other books that you might not be keeping track of if you're only paying to one group. And if you are only paying attention to one group, be sure to check out their stuff as well. So starting off with number 1, we have Vengeance, number 1, 9.8 variant. So we got that popped up yet?
Why you calling me out, man? What's up?
So Vengeance number 1, the 9.8 variant, has been spiking. This is actually hit at 1700. So this book is currently going up at the moment. This is actually a book that I had been saying I was going to get a long time ago, so dating back in a lot of our earlier videos before it was really popular, but I can never find that variant cover at the right price. This is actually one of my favorites out there, and I was really specking on America Chavez for the future. This is well before all the news came out, and for me, honestly, this is a stash for me, so I'm just going to put that out there right away.
Say something to me?
I didn't say anything.
I bet, because I'm listening to you in the past.
Technical difficulties.
No, it's not technical difficulties. I'm just listening to you in the past. It's a delay.
Okay, so. But yeah.
Still talking about Vengeance, all right?
Yeah, we're still talking about Vengeance.
All right, bet.
So.
Going.
I've already stated what it is about Vengeance. So this is the number 1 book right now. 9.8 currently sold for $1,700.
Did you say stash, pass, or cash?
I said it's a stash for me. I
Yeah, I'm real behind, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm living in the past. I'm living in 2020, but at 7:14 instead of 7:15.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a stash for me as well. But hold on, let me pull up the original cover as well, because I'm a broke boy, so I am looking. Man, there we go. Boom. Now let me put me on too, so I can keep talking. Boom. There we go. Yes. All right. So it's gonna be a stash for me, but it's gonna be in the A cover version, because I'm a broke boy and it's a little bit cheaper. So if you have the variant cover and you have the bread for it, then stash that as well.
I would definitely agree to that. The A cover was the original one that I was searching for back in the day. I wasn't familiar about the variant cover until like a week later after I had found out about it. And it has always been this one that just always eludes me when I'm on the hunt in the wild, because I'll always come across the issues after and never this one. But I honestly gotta say I like the variant cover more. It's just got a lot more going on as far as the villains and everything, and it's a variant cover, so you're already getting that lower print compared to the regular standard cover. This book is actually no. The variant cover at that was already pretty scarce on the secondary market. I'm gonna let that be known. So I don't know what it's looking like right now because I haven't been looking at it. I did have like an opportunity to try and pick up a 9.6, I believe, and it was probably already about like $600 to $800 what the people were asking for, and I was just like, I don't know, because at the same time there's a bunch of other big books. Like I think this is probably also similar to around the time when I was trying to get the Tomb of Dracula 10 and everything. So I was just like, I gotta prioritize, and this is what I think I mentioned in one of our previous episodes, is where it's like you want to be ahead of the curve, but sometimes trying to be ahead of the curve can also backfire on you. So I wanted to be ahead of the curve on Tomb of Dracula, which was a success, but then that put me behind on that one. So you really gotta figure out which books you're going to be prioritizing more. And I mean, I think I did well going for the Tomb of Dracula 10 in my personal opinion, only because that is an older book. I did find one in a decent grade at that, and at the right price also. So I picked up that copy for $500, and it came back in 8.0. It wasn't pressed and cleaned and everything, so we know that it's going to come back up a bit higher than that, so I will be redoing that as well. So yeah, I think that's it.
Cool.
Now, next up on this list for number 2, we have this interesting one for me. I definitely have my opinions on this for sure, which is the Venom 27 double cover error. So this book has been hitting about $600, which is very interesting to me. And I'm going to say right away, this is a pass for me. I do want to, note that it's not because, like, the point blank period, the cover is actually really awesome. I'm not going to say a pass. It's a pass for me on the price.
So it's a pass.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a pass on it. Yeah, but I feel like if you had it, I would stash it. There's always, people that want to collect those kind of things. I don't believe there's anything like super big as far as in the issue for a key moment, but I could completely be wrong. I haven't been reading the newer issues of Venom as of late, because I still have yet to go and buy anything. So I haven't even read Dark Knight's the new Dark Knight Metal series. But even with errors, I feel like there still needs to be something attached to it for me personally to try and go into it. It can't just be, oh, this was an error or whatever. I'm completely aware of a lot of error books because of a specific website, which was actually the very first website that I kind of, assisted me in my comic book collecting. This is before I discovered CBSI. This is before, the whole Key Collector app and everything. It's actually a website called recalledcomics.com, and this is actually the same website that assisted me with finding the Black Boy Fly issue that's in the background back here, and a bunch of other books. So like, there's certain books, I guess if you can find them at the right price, by all means go for it, but this one for me is going to be a pass.
Laughing because my sister said that you don't mess with Venom at all.
No, I don't mess with Namor. This is going to be a publicly stated thing.
That's true.
I don't mess with Namor, guys.
No to Namor, yes to Venom, depending on the Venom. Josh, which one of these lights is making me look like I'm a ghost? Figure that out.
It's not working.
No, it's not. I'm just overall bright. So, lights kind of step backwards. Yeah, this is also going to be a pass for me because it just is. I mean, it's cool.
It's an awesome cover. I like the cover.
I want to get some black paper and draw that Venom, but
I believe there's also another cover that has the character on the main front, cover page without the mask. But, the mask is cool. It's got that Vega vibe, you know what I mean?
It does actually have a Vega vibe. You're right.
But yeah, and then it's like it's hard enough because then, you're getting that
Testing.
side glare. He's got the beaming red eyes. I mess with it, so there's nothing wrong with the cover at all. That's like, nah, I wouldn't pick this up cover wise. But $600. I'm not an error collector like that. I will most definitely look for errors, but it's for me to pay a certain price point for it, it's not for me.
Right.
Because there's this I can't remember which Wolverine it is. It's a certain Wolverine, but it's from the 90s, right? And it's one that when they had the little hologram cards and everything,
Mm-hmm.
they basically had there's one that has like this error on the hologram card where it's like all blue. No matter like where you turn it, it's all blue.
So it's just not a hologram.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because it still gives out. You know how it's like the shiny reflective thing. Like it does that, but it just doesn't change the colors at the angles of when the light hits it, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I discovered that from the Recalled Comics thing. So every time I come across it, I'm always looking, like when I'm out hunting and like digging through the back issue bins. That's always one I'm always looking forward to come across. Probably won't. It's pretty scarce, and even then, if you try to get it on the secondary market, people are probably asking a fairly nice price for that.
Mm-hmm.
But on to the next.
On to the next one.
All right, so next up we have Tron #1 selling for $25 to $30. You guys already know how I feel with these books when it's after it comes out market. My cutoff is the $40-$50 range. This is the $25 to $30 range, and I'm already cool with it. But the thing is, I have no idea why this is spiking. Maybe it's just the hype because of the Jared Leto situation of dropping that there's a Tron movie coming out, and it's Tron, bro. I mess with Tron. I think I've been waiting for another Tron movie.
So
this is a stash for me.
oh, it's not.
It is.
Don't care anything about this book, or else you would have got it already.
I didn't know it existed.
Lies.
But
This has been on the list already.
it's
last-
sad.
Yeah, the last time that they announced that the movie was coming out.
I must have missed that list. But this is from the CBSI list, guys. And one of the things that they noted in their review for it is that, people should be also keeping an eye out on the Tron Marvel covers, which I completely agree with. Those things are pretty hard. If you find they're the right price, by all means go for those as well. But as usual, make your own decisions. Shop around. I think that's what I wanted to say. Shop around. Take your time. It's not always a rush. Don't be a part of the FOMO, but do try to be ahead of the curve.
It's a pass for me. It's a pass. Pass.
Stash, 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 stash.
There's a lot of passes in, asses in that song. But oh my gosh, no, it's a pass for me. The cover is cool, but I just don't care about Tron, so it's gonna be a pass for me. What? I don't care about Tron at all. Not one bit. I do not like Tron in a boat. I wouldn't watch Tron with a goat. I do not like it here or there. I do not like it anywhere. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Are freaking Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde going to be in it? What happened to her coming out of the computer?
I mean, I don't know. We'll figure that out.
Does Jared Leto play the same character he did in Blade Runner 2049?
You're asking questions I don't have the answers to.
These are the things that I want to know. Because I feel like he's going to play the same character from Blade Runner 2049. When they find out that you could take people out of video games, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's some. That's
It's
some.
a wrap.
That's some Elon Musk stuff. He, he does want to link us.
But yeah, smooth, smooth pass.
All right. Like I'm very interested. Like for everybody that's watching right now, like, are you guys excited for Tron?
It's like, all right, so these are the things that I don't get. I mean, and I'm sure you can help me out with that, but like, I can understand Star Wars because Star Wars had a pretty big comic run, and like the lore expands the comics. They made
Books.
the new comics canon. Like it makes sense there, but
Mm-hmm.
why Tron? Like Tron is not a comic book. Like why?
Or why they make Tron into a
Like,
comic book?
if I see Black Dynamite on this list one day because they're making Black Dynamite 2, I'm going to be so confused. Because it'll be like, if I see Pulp Fiction on here, or like Fight Club 2, I'll be like, what is the point?
Fight Club 2?
Fight Club 2.
I mean, you might.
I don't want to.
But I don't know. I mean,
It shouldn't matter. This shouldn't matter.
I see what you're saying. But people like what they like.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. If you like this stuff, I apologize, man. Just bye.
Like I'm gonna keep it 100. As a kid, I enjoyed the first Tron movie, but that's just because it kind of fit.
Go ahead and watch it in 2020.
That I'm gonna get to that. So, as a kid, and then I got old and I was like, I really gotta rethink this. But the newer movie
Is bad.
I didn't think it was bad. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I liked the
Give me the Tron Legacy soundtrack and throw away the movie.
Oh, that soundtrack
and throw away the 3D de-aging process that they made for Kurt Russell in that.
Oh, guys, he's dying. Don't choke on us.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Look,
Mini ran over.
I'm looking forward to this. It needs to happen because I'm not accepting the end of that last movie and them just doing that to me. And like you were saying, hopefully we get the same characters, because if it's not connected, then
He pulled someone out of a video game, man.
if it's not connected, that's when they'll lose me. That's when you'll know I'm done. I'm out. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
Moving on. Alright. So guys, for number 4, right? So we have the Dark Knight's Death Metal, and I have to always read this because I always instinctually want to say Dark Knight's Metal. So we have the Dark Knight's Death Metal number 3, Riccardo Federici variant. Or it's not even a variant. This is actually the regular cover. So I already, like, when this cover did, like, release and people were able to see it, like, when it popped up, for, like, pre-orders and everything like that, it was already a given this was going to be a popular one. Like, I don't think anybody overthought this. This is a really hard cover. Like, if you really look at it, it really gives you this this Lord of the Rings dark elves type of thing. If you ever remember the scene in Lord of the Rings where Frodo's like at the
I still haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
what?
We live together. This is not a weird thing.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
Everything.
This guy.
Do you have time?
I have what?
Do you have time?
All of it.
I can start listing them.
What?
All right, so like I'm 6'5" tall. I can't like sit into like a regular bus or train, and I take public transportation most of the time, so that's a real issue. Yeah, there's a lot of things, man. It's a long list.
What?
You asked me what was wrong with me.
Oh god. The joke ran and I what? I was yeah, okay.
But yeah, nah, this is a dope cover. I like it. No relation to Lord of the Rings. It's just dope. I still don't care about Lord of the Rings, but I would stash this cover and I'd put it on a wall.
I can agree to that. But I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about when I'm what I'm trying to describe, because it's literally the scene where they go to this.
They don't know. Our audience doesn't watch Lord of the Rings.
Lies.
Absolutely not.
There's gonna be somebody that watches and is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
Where Frodo gets stabbed because they go.
See,
to
now you're just spoiling it for them because they haven't seen it.
Well, they'll know what I'm talking about when they get to that part. So, but yes, no, this is a awesome cover. It fits in the category for me to purchase on the secondary market. It's not over, the $40-$50 range. Hardcover. I would honestly pick this up just for the cover. It works for me. So I am sold on this one. I know it's missing the criteria for the key event, but because it's under that 40-50 area, that is why I can sit here and be like, all right, cool, I like this cover enough that I would pay what it is for it. But preferably if I could get it cheaper. I might honestly wait, because that's another thing. Remember, guys, I did say that don't rush into it, shop around, be patient, don't get part of the FOMO situation, because one of the things, if you notice, a lot of the strictly hard covers that didn't have really key events from last year started to come down. So this book is 25 to 30 now. By the end of the year, you might be able to pick it up for about 10. But
Max.
That is to be determined. We will see.
So we only have one more.
Then we get to ramble a bit. So if you guys are in the chat and you want to rock out with us, and talk comic book related stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, that'd be awesome. But last book, all right, ending with the Immortal Hulk variant, which is the second print variant, and I didn't know they did that. I never knew that was a thing. But it's currently going for $30 right now. And this is actually, if you guys haven't been reading Immortal Hulk, this is the first appearance of Dr. Fry in comic books, because he was in the old television series. And this would be a cash for me, only because I don't like this cover as much as the regular standard cover.
Mm-hmm. This would be a cash for me as well, because as you can tell, I've already cashed the original cover. So
Foolish, man. Foolish.
nah, I'm not. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I am foolish.
Yeah, let's see. On the scale of level 1 to fool.
On the scale of 1 to fool. Let's see. Little Hulk 4. It's not 4, it's 2. Why did I put 4? I don't even have 4. Alright. So the fair market value right now is still what I bought it for. And let's see what the prices are on the secondary markets.
So I'm going to take a minute and say...
Cheaper than what I sold it for.
Really? It's gone down in price?
No, it hasn't gone down in price. I just sold it for more money than I should have sold it for.
Oh, so you had a come up. But I wanna shout out Carlito Classico. Thank you for rocking with us, man. I appreciate it. I feel like I just got a notification. But yes, this is very much a pass for me, and I don't like. I want to I want to be like, yeah, like if the cover, if I did, I think it's mainly because that first cover is just so much harder than this one, and that would be the one that I would want to go for. What's up?
That was supposed to be one of them, right?
What?
He said you see that Thor 6 Delato variant. Wasn't that supposed to be one of them? Or is that for next week?
That's for next week.
That's for
yeah,
next week.
we did see it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
one of the things we've been I know exactly what you're talking about because it's on the CBSI list that came out for today, and I don't know, the way we have our thing set up, we basically have now been putting the CBSI list
because we used to do it on Thursdays and not Fridays, so it's weird when the Friday lists come out and we talk about them the next week. Maybe we'll switch it. It depends. Next week, if we do it on Thursday, obviously we won't. But if we do it on Friday next week again, then we might just have to combine the list.
But my early statements on that one is most definitely a stash. That cover is super hard.
Yeah, that very, very hard.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I thought he was basically canceled from the community off of. Or do I have it mixed up with a different artist?
I have no idea.
Because there was definitely a situation. I thought it was him where people were upset that he's basically not exactly plagiarized, but he was taking he's doing homage covers kind of from other people's artwork and then getting a lot of the credit for it, and people didn't realize it.
I'm just using Google.
Carlito, do you know if that's the case? Oh, thanks. Okay, I see.
What happened?
Oh, he said he found us from the Ultimate Fallout 4 variant video.
Oh, cool. I don't see anything about it on Google, but
Okay, so then I have him mixed up with another really big artist. So if it's not him, who is it? Yeah, no, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look this up.
if you know, just put it in the comments if you see this on replay or if you're in the live stream.
But this was like 2 years ago, and when like variants, like people were like, actually no, wait, when did it was during the first Dark Knight Metal run.
So 2 years ago, 2018.
Okay, so alright, yeah, 2 years ago. He corrected me. Matina, that was Matina. So, alright. But yeah, I was definitely, because like when I saw that, I was like, why do I have this mixed up? And I was like, yo, people are going crazy. I was like, you got to go crazy for it because it's such a hard cover at that. But I was just like, oh, I thought people canceled. And I guess they were like, oh, no, we're going to change our minds. But yes, no, I'm definitely wrong. It was Matina. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yes. I don't know. What is that running for right now?
I see it now.
It's $100 to $125. It's it's got a key moment, bro. It's a 1 in 50 variant. The cover's hard. It's a black cover at that. Like, that's guaranteed stash for me. Like,
right.
I'm sold on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that is it to wrap up the list for today. So, I mean, other than that, I guess we can just ramble about different comic book stuff because, I mean, there's so much going on right now, especially with this whole situation of Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton gonna be in this Flash movie.
And a prominent character in the Flash movie.
At that.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Which makes my specs for Batman Beyond more higher now. we might not get like a full scene, but we might get like a little glimpse. Maybe he just pops up in a certain, time frame or whatever, or dimension and everything, and it's just like you see somebody like fly over or whatever, and the next thing you know, he goes into a different one. I feel like that would just be enough to excite me, and I'd be like, yes.
New look alert. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think DC fandom tomorrow is gonna be a real interesting event. Yeah, that's tomorrow, so we'll get a bunch of announcements. I'm interested in the Suicide Squad game more than anything.
Oh man. Wait.
What happened?
Oh no, he was just saying that he said 3 years ago he was going through a box and he went past the Jerdrick variant. Like he's like, cool cover, but he ended up passing on it.
In the wild?
In the wild.
Oh no.
Man. He said, granted, it was probably a 9.2 at best, but still.
Yeah.
In
the wild.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Don't feel bad. I've definitely done that many a times for a lot of books on the hot 10 list, and it's not even like I didn't want them. I just I always have the situation where I go into the comic shops with a list of books that I'm looking for, and then I'll come across certain books where I'm like, all right, I know this is a key, but I probably have time because I'm always gauging my moves based off of what's currently happening in the media, unless it's like I gotta have it primary, it's a big important book for my PC, because if it's not, then I'm like, oh, I can kind of wait for it. Oh man, my battery's about to die.
So I'll let behind you. But yeah, I've done the same thing. We've all done the same thing. Thrown away or put to the side. Oblivion Song is one of those for me. There's a bunch of those that I've passed multiple times. What else? What else have I seen in the wild that I've just been like, I should have got that? A lot of the hip hop variants now, especially like when I look at my 2015 Christmas list or 2016, one of the two, that Miles Morales #1, the Illmatic homage cover. That was one of them that was on my list and I didn't buy. And then I look at it and I'm like, And then the same thing with Kamala Khan, Lauryn Hill cover. A bunch of the covers. A bunch of the hip hop variants. I'm very mad that I did not get now.
Yeah. But see, I was like, I definitely know what you're talking about with that one. And which is why I kind of was like, when I was trying to pick through the hip hop cover ones, I was like, I like all of them, but I'm like, which ones do I think are gonna be the more important ones? Because it's just like they really tried to get us with those hip hop covers. Like I'm not even mad at it. I was just like, you got to make those choices because it's like that's a lot of money to be spent. If you got it, by all means, go for it. But I was like, I didn't have it,
right.
So I kind of already missed out on a lot of them. But I was just like, which one do I think is going to be that could potentially be that next one? And guess what? I made the right call with that Vince Staples, summer 08. Is it summer 16? 06, okay. Hip hop variant, which was a must for me because, as usual, black cover, which means it's going to be hard to find in high grade. And I think at the current time, there's only 9.6s. And so I was really trying to gauge, And I think it's kind of hard because with that one as well, it's one of those books that has those white streaks intentionally for the design. And I'm just like, someone could easily. I'm like, some of these 9.6s might not even necessarily be 9.6s. I mean, I'm gonna take their word for it because their CGC is grading it. But yeah, I'm glad I ended up picking up that one. What is going on, Discovery Bay Comics? Thank you for joining us today.
He has 7 copies of the Oblivion song from Half Price Books a couple years ago. Carlito, oh my gosh.
We don't have a Half Price Books out here. That's the thing. I literally don't even know what we could have that's even compared to that.
All we have is LCSs, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there were like a few of the books in the Ollies.
True.
Oh, man. Oh, crap.
What?
I was watching a bid for moments. I'm sure it's not going down. Probably is. Pay no attention to me scrolling. Oh, wait. Nope. 3 hours left. 3 hours left. Oh.
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you for rocking with us. See you again, man. But, I definitely did this.
Spider-Man? Or like a dog shadow of it?
Yeah. But, damn, what was I saying?
No, I forgot. Oh, we were talking about like Half Price comics and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, for anybody that's ever out in the Maryland area and you want to find a nice place to go check out, I would definitely recommend Beyond Comics out in Frederick. There is one out in Gaithersburg, still a pretty cool place, but Frederick location is where you're going to find the older back issues that's going to have a bigger stock. They used to be one of my favorite places to go to when I was a young child, and Lake Forest Mall.
When I was a young lad.
When Lake Forest Mall was long going and had so much traffic going through, and now it's a dead zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember when they had the small location, and then they, I think it used to be like a jewelry store. It was like a small jewelry store they used to be in, and then they moved to a different section in the mall and got the bigger location.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, boom, they got rid of that and went to the location outside the mall. And next thing you know, then they got 2 locations, they basically moved all the important stuff to the Frederick location, and then they just started kind of building onto that, the smaller one.
Right.
I'm just like, all right, you guys killed it for me, because Frederick's still pretty far from here. So.
Well, I mean, Frederick's definitely far from here. It was a little bit closer to Gaithersburg, but trek from here.
I'm trying to think, like, what's some other stuff that some other cool resources we can definitely let people know about.
Resources,
places,
I don't know.
comic book related.
Well, I mean, I guess we had a few more items on the docket. Yes, the docket is what I was looking for. We have a few more items on the docket. Of course, we do gather these lists. We are not affiliated with anywhere, but we pretty much figure out the books that we're going to talk about from CBSI, Cover Price, and Key Collector. So, like, if you don't have the Key Collector app, Key Collector is a very good app to have. You can put your what am I looking for? Collection. There we go. You can put your collection in there, and you can see what they have it as, price wise. A couple of the things are a little bit off, but for the most part, they at least tell you like what the keys are. So it's a very solid research tool to use. And a resource to have.
I always like to look at it as, if I can find a book like under the price point that the app is saying,
then you're in real good shape.
I'm in a really good spot.
And then on top of that, there is Cover Price. Cover Price is a website. I don't think Cover Price doesn't have an app, right?
No. I don't know. I haven't. Let's see.
Yeah. So, Cover Price, they do their weekly lists. Apparently, it's on Mondays. honest to God. And I know that because they send the email on Thursdays. But yeah, so they do their weekly list, and I really enjoy that. And then I enjoy that as a research tool as well because they show breakdowns between the CGC graded books and the raw copies as well. So they tell you your high, the raw high, the low, and then they show you how much it sold for as well. So, and the I/O of it is really good. It's really useful.
It's very user friendly. I gotta say.
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And
yeah,
I just love the format that they have. So it's a really good resource. I gotta shout out CBSI for that one because that's how I found out about it.
Mhm.
And it was literally the day before they launched their website. Because I was just on there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just go look at the new hot list and everything like that. And then next thing you know, I see the article for it, and they're like, oh, because I guess one of the founders for Cover Price was a CBSI member, so you kind of like went off to do their own thing with this and some other people, and that's basically how this came about. And they were like, CBSI was like, we're not affiliated with them, but we're still wishing them well and everything like that. And I was like, all right, well, let me just go and check this out. And I was just like, I fell in love with the format immediately. They got this. They got their their top hot list, everything. They got a top key list, and they got the rare finds list, and they got their top variants list. And if you just go to the website, which is covrprice.com, okay? So
no E.
Yeah, no E.
And so we should note, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, there are subscription tiers for Cover Price and Key Collector app. So Key Collector has a bunch of lists that they compiled where they show character keys and stuff like that. They have speculation books, and they have a lot of things that are behind a paywall. I think it's like $2 a month, and so that's a nice resource to have. And then Cover Price, I believe it's more than that. I think it's like $5. I can't remember what the Cover Price costs, but once you sign up, you have 5 books I think that you could look up every day, and
off the free.
Off the free, and then outside of that, you have to pay for it. So, but I think both are incredible resources. So, even the free versions are going to be good for you.
Right, and I think to gauge if you want to pay for the trial, it really depends on how much, I guess, use you want to get out of it, because it's just a little bit here and there, which is basically what it is for me. I think that's the only reason why I'm not necessarily paying for them, and that's pretty much it. Because if I needed it more and I was really if this was my job, to go hunting for comic books and be aware of everything that's going on, then that would definitely be more of a reason, and I could definitely see that being a super useful tool for both of them. For stuff like that.
Right. And then lastly, what we had on here was obviously the thing that we were talking about multiple times, and that's CBSI. That's comicbookinvest.com, and they have their Hot 10 list every Friday, and they have
today.
Yeah, today. So books that we have not talked about yet are going to be on the Hot 10 list for today. So if you haven't seen it, check it out today. And that's going to be a resource where you can find your Hot 10 list. They have honorable mentions, and then they have the True First list, what you saw there, and then a couple of other things that are really beneficial for you as a comic book collector.
So I think talk about a couple more things, and then we'll end up closing this out. I do want to kind of discuss FOMO, because I think this is a very big thing in the community, and sometimes it might play in your favor, but usually I would say it doesn't, because, and I'm bear with me, right?
No.
Where I'm going with this is because more of the books that are popping up now are more modern books. And that's not to say that these modern books don't deserve the prices that they're hitting at, but because they're modern books, they're a little bit more accessible than the older books. So sometimes when a book starts spiking, people aren't properly analyzing the books to be like, is this really worth what I think it's worth? So they start seeing it spiking, and they're like, oh, I gotta get on this now, because this is probably gonna keep going up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I think is a good idea. Like, I'm a very big, I don't even know what I'm trying to, like, what word I'm trying to say, but I think that you should always shop around. There's always a person that will be down to be reasonable for prices on books, especially if you can figure out or have an idea of, like, what the grade might be and give them a reasonable price for it. I know one of the big things on eBay, which is not unusual, is to overprice books intentionally because, you know, you don't want to be lowballed. Like, as a seller, you don't want to be lowballed, and you'll get people, like, you already have it as, and they're just like, oh, they're like, hey, can you have, and it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, you're already getting a deal as is, and so, like, you know. So that's usually when I see an overpriced book on eBay that has, like, a best offer, that's what I'm like, yeah. That's probably what's going on. Let me just see if I can give them something that's fair, especially, like, because, like, I'm not a reseller, so I resell books every once in a while, like, but it's usually if I'm like, all right, I've had this for a while, because, like, there's books that I have in my collection where I'm like, this is permanent, and then I have books like, all right, let me, you know, get this book and then see how I feel about it, and then I reevaluate it over, like, the next year or so or whatever, and be like, oh, you know, I still really, you know, like this book a lot. Do I want to keep it in my personal, or do I want to try and sell it so I can try and put it into whatever the next book is that I want to add?
Yeah, I'm similar. Yeah, you could also find yourself in a situation with the Uncanny Inhumans 11 where it had $125 or best offer, and the seller did not feel comfortable going under $125. They were just like, yeah, no, I didn't realize that there was best offer,
Yeah.
so I don't want to do it. I think 125 is a fair price. And I was like, all right, well, I wish you would have said this before when I was offering you, like, you know, $90 and stuff. So, because
Right.
I mean, that seemed like a reasonable price,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're not comfortable with it, then you're not going to be comfortable with it. And I think it's the same thing. Like, everybody has a price. Everybody has a price, but then it's weird. So I feel like there could be more flexibility with it, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't tend to be a lot when you're doing best offer. Like, because sometimes a best offer is going to be like the actual, like, you know, this is a really good offer based on what it's selling for right now,
Mm-hmm.
based on the price that it was last week or this next week. And people are still like, nope, no,
Yeah.
higher. So,
And it's gonna happen. It's to be expected. Not everyone's gonna be down, you know, to just let certain books go. And then I think also sometimes, like, I feel like it's even the case for me at times when I'm selling a book, because, like, I'll sell a book, and, like, I'll get, like, a bunch of offers for it, and, like, I think that's when I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But usually if I've already priced it at a certain price, I'm already comfortable with, like, releasing it at that, you know, specific price.
Right.
But yeah, I think one of the big things is that when, you know, you hit up a seller, and chances are there's probably other people hitting them up as well, especially for a book that's, you know, getting popular. And you might not even know that the book is spiking and becoming popular. You're just going for it because that's what you want.
right.
And they're just like, this book must be more money now, so I want to, you know, push up. And I can't say that's wrong for them. Like, do you know, get the best that you can for your book. But if you miss out on that and the person wants to push it up, you just got to be patient and see what happens in the long run.
All my FOMO is for obscure books that people shouldn't be looking at.
I feel you.
But then at the same time, you know, then it'll just be like, boom, this book is on a list for some reason, and I'll be like, what?
That's how I'm feeling about these Star Wars books right now.
Like that new Guardians 2 for Brian. Like, Brian was like, yeah, I'm looking up all these obscure characters that will never be in anything, and then Next thing you know, next day, New Guardians 2 is on the Hot 10 list, and I'm like, oh my god, how did this happen?
What character was that again?
Crap, what is it?
Snow something?
Yeah, Snowflake.
Snowflake?
Nah, it's not Snowflake, it's something. But yeah, gets his power from cocaine. Oh, man.
I don't... Yeah. Who would have thought that? If anything, for me, I could see that being a book spiking off
Snowflame.
Snowflame. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see a book like that just spiking because of how
ridiculous it is.
Yeah, but probably not to the level that where people are like specking on this character like, as a return or anything. So,
which is crazy because no one expected it and he returned. Why does this keep getting you out of All right, you should be good.
I'm a ghost, man.
Apparently, but it has lost focus on you multiple times, and I'm getting tired of it. You should be good now.
So, to go in a little bit more, like, what are some like the things that you guys hate about trying to purchase a book on the secondary market? I think that is a fair question.
All right. And a question that we'll answer in the next video.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I guess.
We can.
We probably won't answer it here. Only because, not saying that nobody will respond, there's a chance, but, we don't really have a huge audience in right now. So.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's not a problem at all. I really appreciate you guys rocking out with us right now. We do want to start doing a little bit more with this stuff once we do start getting. Honestly, it's not even going to be based off of how many people we have viewing when we do the live streams. It's just once we hit the 500 mark for our subscribers, we'll definitely start doing giveaways and stuff like that a little bit more frequently. But trying to think, there was something I was gonna say. This is one of these issues with live streaming.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. No.
I literally struggled saying something today. Do you remember what that was?
Comic Tom.
It was Comic Con. But what did I say?
Comic Con.
Atomic Com. Yes, I struggled saying that today, and I'm just gonna say I'm done for that. I think I might be tired. My sleep schedule is all off because I've gone from not having to work, and now the school year is starting back, and so I am back, having to be up at a certain point, so I can't stay up super late anymore. What time is it right now? 8:05.
Mm-hmm. You said that at like 5 o'clock p.m. after a nap.
And I'll blame the nap. I wasn't fully alert. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh no, was that about the shirt?
What?
Was that about the shirts?
What shirts?
The Comic Jabroni shirts. Which I need to find the link for that, guys.
No. Maybe. I don't know anything.
Yes, but I'm going to see if I can find a link for that and put it in the description. Also, shout outs to Comic Tom.
Be casual to turn around and see what this is. Oh, it's actually close.
I don't get to chop it up with him as much because he's bigger now, and so he's just got a bunch of people, blowing up his DMs. So, but it was always, great to talk to him about comic book stuff in general. Like, homie is very much knowledgeable. Like, when I picked up the Superman Bradman book, he knew right away what that was. He's like, dude. I was like, I'm glad there's like someone that can appreciate, because like I didn't get the Bradman book off of like thinking people want to know what it is. Like I got it because I was like, oh snap, I like the history behind this book and everything. I just thought it was really cool, a unique piece to have in a collection.
Why are you flexing on me right now?
I'm not.
Let's steal all your stuff. It's a wrap. Also, before we end the stream, hey guys, Brandon's turning 30.
Oh yeah, I am.
He's about
Next week.
not. I mean, basically
Well,
2 days.
I don't even know when my birthday is, guys. I know it's this month. I know it's coming
He's
up.
about to be
next-
old.
I don't know what day it is.
His back is about to crack 17 times.
Matter of fact,
He'll never be able to lay on this couch again. I'm about to. So if you want to send him some orthopedic shoes, please.
Oh, wow.
We'll cop a PO box and like you can get it popping. Just
didn't-
DM us.
I actually did not know my birthday was on Sunday. So you were right. Yeah, I mean, I was technically right. It is next week.
It's not. It just depends. What are you a Seventh-day Adventist or Jewish? When is your Sabbath?
I don't know.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
It's Sunday.
All right, so then that's this week.
What?
The seventh day is Sunday. On the seventh day, they say God rest. For some people, that is Saturday, the Sabbath. Saturday is going to be for Seventh-day Adventists and for people of the Jewish faith, and I'm sure more people, but I'm not that knowledgeable. But for normal, Catholics and Baptists and Episcopalians, their Sunday is their Sabbath. That's why church is on Sundays,
Preacher slang right here.
because it's like you
speak to
end
the
your
people.
week. Yeah.
BR said, "How do you grade/rate your books when you resale?"
I just put them all as 10 gem mint, and I just put them up. Like, even if there's a noticeable flaw, I'm just like 10 out of 10 gem mint. But
Wow.
I'm not a professional grader, so please use your discretion. And whatever the 9.8 price is, that's what I put it at. I'm
Lies.
obviously kidding.
Lies.
I have no idea how to.
Okay, so I'm gonna be straightforward with you on this one. I don't actually ever put a grade.
Unless it's graded.
Yes, exactly. So if it's a raw copy, what I will do, and this is because this is coming, it'll be books that are actually coming from my collection, so it's not like I'm just trying to find a book that's high and then try and flip it, and I don't care what the grade is or anything like that. So I usually don't have to worry about grading because it's usually going to be pretty good condition because it's for my personal collection.
Right.
So what I do is I just kind of put it up. I take really good pictures. So I make sure I usually always like if I'd have to, I don't know, I'd really have to just like link my eBay or whatever. But like if you guys ever come across my eBay, which I don't even know what my eBay name thing is or whatever, but I do
B-Man 1155, I believe, but there's a underscore somewhere in there. It's either between the B and the man. No, it's B-Man underscore 1155.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't know. I made that like 2008, I believe. Yeah, I think it's 2008 because that's like that's when the Hush series was booming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I got back into it. Actually, that's why I made an eBay account so I could try and get the graded Hush book, or for the Batman 608. This is before I even knew what the RRP was.
Mhm.
But all right, anyways, basically what I do is I will take, I'll for pictures. What I do is I'll take full front picture all the way so you can see the book all the way around. Then I will go and start from top. Top left, work my way down, top bottom.
Just point to it on a book.
Okay, yeah. So full first, then I should usually, when I take the picture, should be from about, right here to right here. So they should see a decent amount of this section of the book for the spine. Then I'll do the same amount for the rest, which will be, here, and then here, and then I'll keep doing it all the way around, and then I will flip it, do the angles as well, and then finish with the full back of the book. So with the close-up shots, it allows them to be able to make a pretty good judgment of what, the grade. They may not be able to guess the grade exactly,
Mhm.
but they're gonna know whether or not it's gonna be worth their money and it's gonna be high grade if it has potential to.
My sister said, "Happy almost birthday, Brandon." Now, when people ask how old you are, you can tell them you're a grown man.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, in response to the question about grading as well, another thing that I do is I look at so I try to eyeball a grade, noticing the flaws if there's like ticks or noticeable flaws, binary tears, stuff like that, or like just regular tears in the book. And then I'll scour eBay or any item that I can find. Like if I'm really trying to sell, I'll find where it flaws. So like if I think it's a 9.0, say I think it's a 9.0, I'll look on eBay at like all of the 9.0s and see where it falls. Like if it's close to all of them, then I'll be like, okay, it's a 9.0. Like I can confidently say that it's a 9.0. And then I'll look at like a 9.2 as well. So just to see where that is. And if it's like if I'm like, oh, my book looks way better than these, then I'll know that I can price it higher. And if I'm like, oh no, my book's definitely not hitting this, then I'll price it lower. So that'll give me a judgment. And then when it comes to actually pricing it raw, it's kind of hard for me because you want to give it room to grow, but then you also know that people can just buy the graded copy of it. So it's like it's kind of hard. If it's a book that's moving, you can usually price it pretty close to a graded book, or like just factor in how much it would cost to grade it and get it sent out and everything. But then sometimes people will just buy it like close to the price that it is even graded because they think that after they get it graded, it's going to continue to move up.
Right, and I think sometimes that also helps with the details of saying whether or not it's been pressed. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of times. So if it already looks, if you have the book listed as not already being pressed and cleaned, and it already presents really well where people are like, oh, this looks really nice, and then it's like, oh, okay, if I get this and I potentially, press and clean it, that gives it an even higher advantage of getting a higher grade. I want to also go and say that I never try to price a raw book the same, even if it is the same grade. I'm not a professional grader, so I don't necessarily know what grade it would come out to be if I was to submit it. So I kind of look and be like, okay, this kind of looks like this might be close to this actual graded book, and I will grade it. I'll price it a little bit, at a decent price lower. It's kind of always hard to gauge depending on what book it is and all this other stuff. I definitely use that feature when it comes to trying to buy raw books, where I will go and view the current price of or current graded book that I'm like, okay, this matches like this one, so it kind of gives me an idea of like, okay, if I can get this for this price, then I know that if it gets graded at this grade, then the value will go up with to that certain amount.
Right. It's kind of a gift. So mostly I don't do too much selling, so that's mostly what I'm doing it for, is buying raw books as opposed to grading reselling books. But yeah, like I said, it's tough. But the other thing about that's even more tough is I am notoriously apparently an undergrader, so I think that all my books are going to be far worse than they are. Who knows? Maybe in the next batch of books that I send out to CGC, it'll be the opposite, and I'll think these books are high and they come back low as hell. But
yeah, we've definitely had a lot of interesting unboxings once the books have gotten graded, for sure.
Yeah, like the last Guess the Grade, that's why we do Guess the Grade. The last Guess the Grade, I was off on every single one of them. And that Captain Marvel that is behind Brandon's head, once again, is a 9.8.
We don't know
against all better judgment. So, yeah.
In the defense of whoever graded the book, or the graders of the book, because we know there's supposed to be multiple graders, This was during Baltimore Comic Con.
Oh, it wasn't.
This was in Baltimore. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't. What got graded at Baltimore Comic Con? We were just like
Naomi, Black Boy Fly, and Walking Dead. I only did 3, I think. Oh yeah, and then the Batman that was MIA.
Oh yeah. Okay, so never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
There was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing crazy graded at Baltimore Comic Con. I mean, I guess Dracula, but
yeah, Dracula's
Yeah.
fairly that was a fairly crazy book. Not I don't
so I think everything else was it was either a 9.6 or a 9.8.
I don't like to dispute grades too much, but I only truly dispute a grade when I see a graded book higher than a book that I have, and clearly there's just like terrible things going on with this higher book. Like I literally saw it was like a 9.6. We went to that little local convention thing or whatever, and it was like a 9.6 or whatever, and it had like it was spine rolled markings on it.
Look, we already know light staining knocks you off a whole number of grades. So if you think it's a 9.8, no, it's an 8.5.
Didn't even get an 8. That's what I'm saying. Even an 8.5,
But you don't think it's a 9.8, do you? What do you think the grade is?
I think it's a 9.4.
All right, so then it's a 8.4, but there is no 8.4, so it's a 8.0.
We will see. Stay tuned. I might just have to ship this out.
Yeah, just keep sending it out.
Like,
Just send it out once a year until you get like a 9.8.
that's a lot of money.
It'll be worth it by then.
You might be right, but still. The time, the number of possibilities of things to go wrong. I don't even know if I want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
I think also to add on to your question as well is that I don't think there's certain groups of books that I think you can't honestly price the same way that you do a lot of like the majority of books, and I know a lot of people will be like, oh, this last price for this book or whatever, went for this much. I want to say that there's always a saying where you're like people like to say like the market determines the price of the book, and I feel like when people say that, they only look at it through the buyer's perspective, but they fail to understand that sellers also play a big part of where the market goes for a book as well, because that's how we ended up with this big sale for the preview cover Miles Morales situation. If someone's willing to pay that price for it, and this is what the seller is only willing to go for, that's what it is. And so you have to be very smart with certain books that when you're putting them up for sale. I recently had a person contact me about the Batman 608 RRP, book. And they're like, well, this book last sold at a 9.6, universal grade for this much. And they try to talk me down. And I was like, I get you on that. But I was like, this book's been scattered everywhere. You literally saw a 7.0 sell for $1,200, but then a 9.2 sell for $1,500. Decent gap between grades. And a lot of times when it comes to these books like that, there's a reason why you get prices like that, because they're so scarce. It's not a consistency of them popping up to get enough traction. You're not going to see enough Batman 608 RRPs like you're going to see a whole .80. Pop. There's a big selection of that, so the market's constantly going around. You can go and it gives you a little bit more room to be able to set in a locked-in price. But when you have a rare book pop up, maybe only 2 or 3 or 5 pop up through the whole year versus another book that has a bigger, amount, you just kind of have to be like, all right. And then I think another thing is like to connected with what I'm saying is like, I'm going to use that book as an example again because it has the black cover and everything. You also have to look at it and be like, all right, well, is it a lower amount? How often does this book pop up? What's the likely chances of getting in a high grade? Which is why I feel so strongly about the Georgia variant for Miles Morales right now, and I can kind of rationalize these prices right now. I'm not saying that it's necessarily. I honestly think that it's going up too quickly right now, and that can potentially hurt the book. And as far as, not to say that it won't go up higher in the future, but it's gonna potentially prevent it. It's gonna make it take longer to reach a higher level after a while, because of the way that people are pushing the book's price up right now. But I do think it fits into that category of where there's not necessarily a whole lot of them, because on the CGC census there's only about like 500, and if you're going to compare it to the regular standard cover, what's going on over there? I said, what's going on over there?
What? Me just totally not being attentive?
Yeah.
Nah, you're not supposed to pay attention to that. I'm just responding to a text message that doesn't really fit this this discussion, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say, is there?
No,
you got some more
I mean,
nuggets?
unless anybody else has any other questions or anything like
Or
that.
if BR has another question.
Yeah, no, definitely go
Or
for
if
it.
Tia has another question. Ask away. I won't answer.
I got a question for Tia.
I don't think that's how it works.
And it's gonna be, did you read this Naomi yet?
She doesn't have it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, but you bought it.
What?
What? I thought last.
She said she has a copy of the print. I sent her sent her the print that I drew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for her office.
I see.
Yeah. I guess I could get her like the graphic novel.
Yeah, that great stocking stuffer. She said, "LOL, what?"
And now she knows. It was a dumb question. Just kidding. There are no dumb questions. Only stupid answers.
I give a lot of those, especially lately. I don't know where my mind is.
But yeah, they
I'm
hold for a little bit. We probably have until 8:30 until my bowels fail me.
Cool.
No one needed to hear that.
Yeah, no.
But hey, that's where we're at.
Yeah, keep that stuff to yourself.
I will not. My shoulder hurts and my bowels hurt right now, and I need to eat dinner. Didn't even think about that.
Let's see if this works, because I definitely got sidetracked. Is this connected?
Guys, it's
No.
Mike Super Short Show.
I got.
Did I say that? I swear I had a list. What I said? Mike's Super Short Show. Mike Super Short Show. Yeah, that lisp is really trying to come out there. I don't have one, but maybe I do.
Is this not working?
Can you guys make a jingle? Brayden has a project he might drop one day, so maybe.
What?
She asked if we can make a jingle, and I said you have a project that will one day come out. Maybe we'll put a jingle on there. Maybe we'll just start writing jingles, like Jamie Foxx in the Jamie Foxx Show. They'll all have the same melody as the Arthur theme song, though.
No. I do want to say, like, I did have a time frame when I was younger where I was like, oh, I want to write jingles. I think this has to do with this rapping situation. I was like, I thought I could do it.
Well,
but jingle, we don't
make some jingles.
Do we really do jingles nowadays?
Tell me when you're about to get ice cream. Holler at me.
Yeah, no. That would destroy my career.
Only time is when I'm eating pizza. Don't holler at me.
I'm officially now putting this link to the shirt sale in here. I definitely got distracted. I went to Tom's Instagram and I couldn't find the link because the link that's in his bio is actually going to the GoFundMe that was already currently in the description. So there. But yeah, I mean, we got the that out the way about the resale. I'm wondering what resales, buying. We pretty much discussed that.
Go check out Keynote_slan on eBay and buy any book that I have up there. I don't have any books up there right now, but I'm gonna have a bunch of books up there coming soon. I think 260 something. So yeah, make it happen. Buy all of them. They're all going up for $875 each. That's $875 each. Some of them aren't even keys, but I've touched them, so.
He's not important.
Yeah, man. Hold up. You know what? This is over. I'm done.
Hey. Well, guys, I think this is it for now. So long. Farewell.
I told you guys to say happy birthday, and that's how he treats me.
There's no love in these streets.
I'm done with you.
The place
It's a
is
wrap.
rap. Just like that. I might hop off track. Might bring that back. But no. I think just to end this out, I do want to.
They said cash out. I'm trying.
I don't think, like, if I didn't enjoy collecting so much, which is slightly a problem to me because I feel like this is definitely an addiction.
Yes.
We definitely had that rush, and I think we would definitely calm down going into this year, but when we first started the channel, we were literally buying books left and right where we were just like, somebody stop us.
Yeah.
And nobody stopped
us. And now finances just stopped us. We had books queued for months. We were like, yo, we bought this book months ago and it still hasn't gone up on the channel.
And I think it's like, yeah, a lot of those books that we did unboxings for have gone up significantly based off of what we paid for them. And so I'd always be like, yo, if I just cashed out my whole collection right now, like, what would happen? I would not. If I cashed out, I'm gonna just put it like this.
Buy more books.
You think I'd buy more books?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you would wait maybe half a year or maybe a whole year before you start buying books again.
I think if I cashed out, I would make smart plays in the market.
And buy books.
Well, then by that time, I should have a nice portfolio where my dividends are paying for my books, so I'd be... So I guess, you're right.
Yeah, so
right.
What am I saying?
But I think about that all the time every time these books start spiking. But the thing is, it's kind of like I don't want to mess up because I'm like,
just give me the Fantastic Four. You won't have to pay rent for a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean like 2 months. But no, just disregard the amount that would be, and just know that you'd be fine for like a whole 3 to 4, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months.
I think the hardest part about me ever cashing out is that and I know
I'm gonna just start taking pictures with it and flexing all the grand like it's mine.
By all means, go for it.
I think that's the move. And then if somebody offers it, I'll just sell it and be like, "Oh no, we got robbed."
I'm always interested to hear like how other people collect, and I know everyone has like their own views and philosophies. Like, Jim Mint, for example, Jim Mint, he doesn't necessarily have like he says not to necessarily get tied up with your books, because like I know that's how he's basically stated how he built his collection to be able to get these bigger books by like, all right, he gets for a little bit, and then he ends up flipping it. Like, it's kind of hard for me to flip it because like I usually find really good books at a really decent price before, you know, these big spikes, but they're also like books that I'm just like, this is for the PC, like this is heavy. So like I honestly couldn't see myself selling it until like there's some legit reason to
But see,
sell.
that's the flaw in your statement. You say, I can't see me selling it until. If there's an until, then there's no reason to not sell it.
No,
unless you're like, the until is I am dying and I need to sell it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, in that case, but I feel like there's books like that New Avengers 11. You're like, you can sell that. Like, you don't care about that. You can sell it.
What?
That Black Cat, you can sell it. Like, I think there's bad books. All of those Turner covers, you can sell those.
Nah, man, that was a grand moment for me.
You are lying to yourself.
I might be, but
You're lying to yourself.
let me enjoy this lie.
And it's funny because you say that like you would sell the Fantastic Four, and I don't believe that you would sell the Fantastic Four. I feel like if somebody, you know what, that's a lie. If somebody put $20,000 in the eBay offer right now, I'm pretty sure you'd probably accept it.
Okay, so
But if somebody put $5,000 right there, you wouldn't accept it.
I can partly agree to your statement, but I would.
I'm selling everything.
But see, what I'm saying is, I would just, because I want it in my personal collection. You see what I'm saying? So if I was to sell it, that means that I had an eye on a book, the same book, or a similar book, around the same grade.
There's a lot of books that you don't care. Like I said, that New Avengers 11 is a 9.8. Bet you don't want it. If someone offered you $1,000 for that book right now, you want to take it?
I'd question why then that'd be hitting me with what's going on with this book right now?
What if nothing's going on and they're just like, yo, I can see the vision?
I don't know.
You would sell it.
Actually, no, I would. All right, you're right, but this is my rationale behind it. I already have 2 raw copies.
Okay, if they said I'll buy all 3 for $1,000 right now, you would sell it.
No,
Yes, you would.
no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't.
What's the fair market value on it right now at a 9.8?
I don't know. It's probably not a lot right now. I know it's gone down, which is also one of those books where I'm like, yo, if you got this book, still hold on to it.
You would sell it.
Nah, that was a stash for me.
You're not gonna buy 2 Tesla stocks with that $1,000.
God, don't even talk. Don't even bring up Tesla right now.
Yeah.
I am so glad I have patience. I am so glad that I am pretty good at controlling my emotions when it comes to holding and selling things. So, yeah, Tesla is doing a really nice run up, and I am enjoying this ride.
Welcome to Keynote Finances. But yeah, like I said, there's books. The thing about most of the books that we have and the way that we started collecting is that most of them have no sentimental value. So that's most of the books that we own have little to no sentimental value. And anything that we think is sentimental value is lies. That's why Jim said, don't get attached to these books. Because we're like, oh man, I think I remember when I got them. Because that's like when I post some of these books, I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to sell this because I remember when I got it. And nah, if you're looking to make another play, like, all right, for instance, what's a book? Let's say the 608, right? The 608 is 5,000. Like, if that's a grail for me, and I know that I could flip 5 books in my collection right now to make that $5,000 to buy it, I'll do it. Because even if those books that I sold go up in value, if they're ones that I truly wanted, then obviously I'm doing the right thing and I'll be able to buy them back.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're ones that I didn't care about, then I don't really have to worry about it.
I can see that.
That's like, I mean, and then there's always going to be books that you regret selling. That's just the fact that we have to come, like, if you want to move up or if you want the hobby to pay for itself, there's going to be regrets.
I definitely got to start changing that. I've thought about it, and I just can't figure out what books those would be, though.
What, the books that sell? Or the books that would be regrets?
Nah, the books to sell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a bunch. 266, not the 141 because for some reason you like that. Yeah, that 608 can't go no more. I got the Gym League signature. Maybe it could, you know. Yeah, it could. It could. Like I said, all the medals, V for Vendetta, one of the Naomis.
Not V.
Like, these books can go. That's all I'm saying. For the right price. I'm not saying, all right, now I'm not saying liquidate. Like if you were like, I need $10,000 to buy a Marvel Spotlight number 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say sell your whole collection to buy the Marvel Spotlight number 5,
Right.
because that's ridiculous.
Mm.
But if you have, like a book that you're looking to go up for, like if there's a 98608 that's at $6,000, and even if it's not even signature series, it's a $8,000 9.8, and you have your 9.4, and you have the Moon Marvel Spotlight 28, and you have not Black Boy Fly because it's so like rare. Like the chances of you getting another one of those is slimmer than anything. But you have the Eternals, right? Like, and Captain Marvel. Like, flip all those books and buy your 9.8, and then try to find those books raw.
But then also at the same time, I don't think I've discovered what book that would even be if that situation was to even be a thing.
Well, what's on your list right now? Marvel Spotlight number 5, right? But are you just looking to get that in any grade?
I want it in a 9.
Guys, I'm having an intervention with Brandon right now. I don't know if anybody's in here.
9.
I thought this was gonna end at 8 o'clock, and it is 8:39.
I do apologize. We are wrapping.
Keep going, yeah. This is a conversation that could just be had between the two of us, but now you guys are in it as well. But nobody's talking in here, so maybe we should just have it by ourselves. The point is, find that grail that you want. If you're a grail hunter and your PC is on that, or if you're selling to support your habit, for instance, like you said, Gem Mint was out here, selling these raw books and then buying statues. Like, if that's what you're gonna do, if you're trying to move small things to buy big things, then it makes sense. You just have to not have that much interest in the small things. But then there are gonna be small things that you like, and you have to weigh that out. Mm-hmm. Like I wanted the Blue Marvel, right? And you swapped the Amazing Spider-Man 252, like,
because I had another one though.
Yes, you had another one, and you wouldn't have done it if you didn't. But what I'm saying is, I did not have another Amazing Spider-Man 252. I might get one, but it was a expendable book for me at that point, because there was something else that I wanted. Most of these books are expendables.
All right.
Amazing Fantasy 15 is on that list for you too. Like,
next episode, we're gonna discuss what books I'm getting rid of and what book I'm about to purchase with.
Don't say that. Unless you can do it all in one foul swoop.
No, what I am trying to do, guys, I've been doing this investment thing for quite some time now, and I'm kind of starting to wrap up my dividend portfolio a bit. I mean, I still got like some ways to go, but for the most part, I've gotten, to where I want it to be, and I've started kind of dabbling into options trading. So I'm gonna start trying to use options trading as a way to purchase these bigger books.
And selling other books. Just sell the books. Sell them. Specifically to me for cheaper than you need to. Don't pay attention to that last part.
I will buy another book by then.
Inception.
But I think this will be it for. We're not gonna hold you guys up any longer. I do really appreciate everybody that has been chilling with us today and chatting it up. I want to actually just shout out the whole comic book community in general, just due to the whole thing. I guess fundraiser for Comic Jabroni. I don't know if you guys have taken the time to look at it just yet, but there's been a lot of donations right now, and that's great. That just shows how strong this community is. And it's not anything that's brand new to me, because this community has been solid from the jump since I've joined it, all the way down from like if a person's book gets goes missing, everybody's on the lookout. They share the with the community to let everyone know what's going on. If someone had their store broken into, the word is out. People are always looking out for each other. Yes, we always have our little disputes in the comments of anything comic book related, as far as maybe prices. We do the joking and stuff around because it's just what it is, but there's a bunch of love in it. So I feel the same way about this community, the same way I do, back when I was younger in the whole skateboarding community. There's like, we all come together to, show our love for what it is that we are really into. And we show that we enjoy that moment, and we really respect each other to a pretty good extent. So, cut it off like that. If there's anything that you want us to discuss, you have any questions that you want to ask us about that's comic book related or anything like that, or maybe just to get to know us, because I know we kind of stated that we don't really know our audience very well, so we would love to really get to know you guys for a fact.
I know my sister.
Well, I mean, we got BR in here.
I know. I'm just saying that. I know my sister.
Okay. So
that's it.
Let us know. Leave some comments in the message. Anything that you want to know about us, what you would like us to talk about, or anything like that, or what you would like to hear about from us. Keep us locked in as usual. Stay tuned.
If you give me like a 9-8 euro for hour, I'll give you Brendan's social security number.
Good luck. I will have that changed.
I have it. Can't have it changed. What?
What do you mean? I will get a new identity. I'll be like, my name's Jeff.
Just holla at me in the DMs.
But yeah, so I'm gonna end it like that. Keep us locked in as usual. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw today, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, shout outs to you guys. But stay tuned. Be sure to check out our videos in full, because I don't think we're gonna be like really putting it in there when we're doing giveaways or anything. It's kind of be like in here. We're gonna give the information maybe in the middle, maybe at the end, maybe at the beginning. Who knows? But it is coming. I'm trying to work like. The hard part is I want to do giveaways for stuff that I personally enjoy, that I think the rest of the community would enjoy.
And Brandon doesn't enjoy anything.
It's a lie. So
that's why the giveaway is so hard.
I'm working on this.
I'd be
really
like, yo, I want to give away this Miss Marvel #1. And he'd be like, nah, that's trash. I'm like, dang, man, I spent money on this.
If you want to give it to the community, by all means.
See, exactly. See, you don't care about the community.
No. I said I want to give away stuff that if you want to give away, that would be the same thing for you. You want if you enjoy.
Oh no, but I don't care about the. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Say how you really feel, bro.
Just kidding.
But I am working on something really big. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, this is like.
And once again, at 1 million, please give it up a kidney. That's big.
We're not gonna talk about that part. But yes, 1,000 subscribers is gonna be something really big. It is not a comic book. It is comic book related, and it is
You're giving away my artwork?
You want to give away your artwork?
Oh, that is trash, bro. Look at that joke and be like, ugh. Why did you give this to me?
We should still make some, and then we can put it with the giveaway, and then they'll have slam artwork and then some other artwork. That'd be cool. I like that idea.
Let us know.
I don't know if Spro is watching, but I'm trying to work out a deal with Spro. He is one of he's an Instagram.
Nobody's watching anymore. Done. Who said we'd sign off 10 minutes ago?
He did. I'm going to say this last part, but he is an Instagram friend that we share common interests within a certain artist or whatever. So there's a really big artist-related piece that is comic book related, and I think it would be very enjoyable, and I think we'd get more into that down the road. So like, yeah, once we hit 1,000, I think that'd be a very cool thing to give away to you guys. And now I will finally end it. So thank you guys for watching. Keep us locked in, and peace, guys.